Okay, this is part A of the Kudila TV channel. World exclusive diagnosis of Fleet Street, that is the newspapers collectively known as Fleet Street, in practice being a reference to the printed newspapers published from London addresses. Most of the papers had addresses in Fleet Street, the street not far from the Anglican Cathedral, St. Paul's Cathedral in central London in the UK. But this edition is being introduced with a look at the guardianseries.com.co.uk, which is a series not to be confused with the Guardian newspaper. It's the local Guardian newspapers, and this one is dated the 24th of June today, 75 pence. And we are looking at page 7 of the paper, which is the biggest heading, reading Leader, it is time to stand aside. Usually we wouldn't spend any time on this particular item, but we are doing so because this so-called leader, Claire Cogill, described as the borough's first female leader, the borough being Waltham Forest. And she's saying in the statement that has been quoted in the Guardian series, I cannot say goodbye without mentioning the huge contribution my predecessor, Chris Robbins, CBE, made to not only the work of this council, that is Waltham Forest, but to the people of the borough as a whole. Now that is a complete, absolute, dishonest, untruthful and corrupt claim made by Claire Cogill. Chris Robbins was an absolute lying, racist, poisonous hater. I first met the racist, lying hater, Chris Robbins, at the beginning of this century, either in 2001 or 2002, but I think it was 2001 and 2002, some date, which needs checking because I haven't got the actual date in front of me as I present this program. Now, Chris Robbins was a crook. He was a racist crook, typical Labour Party racist crook, typical racist trade unionist. And that racist criminal had been born in Bethnal Green in Tower Hamlets. Now, the details of my encountering the crook, the racist liar, will be included in the full update on Tower Hamlets Council and how council candidates are selected by the crooks in the Labour Party. So Claire Cogill completely ruins the plaudit that she has been given. And she is given the plaudit as council leader in 2007. She was the first ever female leader. There is no quality to that phrase whatsoever. As there is no quality to a counterpart or corresponding phrase that could be used by saying first black, first ethnic, first Muslim, whatever, leader of anything. Why? Because the gender or the ethnicity or the faith of the particular individual is irrelevant unless this person in that post is seen to be making a contribution that is based on universal values and qualities. This is why I personally have always opposed the ethnicity linkage, ethnicity kind of connecting, ethnicity countering or counting of any post. And I shall remain so. I shall remain opposed totally forever. Now she boasts there, as I am particularly delighted that not only did the people of Waltham Forest elect me 3 times, but as leader we increased our majority in the 2018 local elections. To have that vote of confidence in the work we are doing for Waltham Forest was a moment I will cherish forever. Now she is a completely corrupt, dishonest, careerist opportunist. And as I said, we shall discuss her and Chris Robbins in a fuller update that we shall be running about the crooks in Waltham Forest Council, in the Labour Party held councils, both in England and in the London boroughs as well. So usually we don't buy this one, but when there is something like this, we do. And there is another piece that prompted our decision to buy this one. Pregnant woman killed by a police car. And the pregnant woman was a 26-year-old killed by a police car driving at more than 3 times the speed limit. Luam Gebri Mariam died on Forest Road in Walthamstow shortly after midnight on January 23rd, 2019. And in the detail, this drunk policeman also attacked other people on other occasions. And this policeman, Stephen Maskell, effectively murdered that woman, 26-year-old, and attacked 2 members of the public on another date. So we shall be, again, updating on the police, the Metropolitan Police. And this actually links to the previous statement I made. The Metropolitan Police, just like Claire Cogill in Waltham Forest, has a woman head who is Cressida Dick, the first kind of head of the Metropolitan Police, Cressida Dick. Now, the latest occasion, the big story pegged to the role of Cressida Dick has been, of course, the findings published on 1,201 pages length by the panel about the Metropolitan Police's role over the investigation of the murder of the independent investigator, private investigator, Daniel Morgan in South London in 1987. And Daniel Morgan's family have condemned Cressida Dick, as have most people who are not part of the police or the Home Office. But Boris Johnson hasn't condemned her. Not only has he not condemned her, he has actually expressed his confidence, full confidence in Cressida Dick, as has Sadiq Khan, as has Priti Patel. And today's newspaper has got a uncharacteristic headline on the front page, which is revealed Hancock's next NHS nightmare. I say uncharacteristics because in the last year or so, the newspaper has become part of the propaganda tools used along with the Daily Mail by the corrupt, congenital liar Boris Johnson and his cabal. It is absolutely full of praise in the most embarrassing, unprecedented, unjustified, corrupt way. Propaganda for Boris Johnson. And the Financial Crimes is peddling the lie that vaccine is the answer to the pandemic. And the Financial Crimes is also promoting the lying propaganda for the Hong Kong factor. That is to say that the Financial Crimes is supporting the racist bias against African and Asian general migrants and poverty escapers, and in favor of the politically allocated preferential treatment being given to anti-Chinese, anti-Peking, anti-Beijing elements engaged in the protests in Hong Kong on behalf of the remaining British imperialist kind of stand. Now here is a heading which is completely corrupt because it appears to be almost honest. Finance's myth of meritocracy rewards mediocre managers. The importance of improving inclusivity in financial services for all workers, regardless of gender, was the aim behind my good finance framework released last week. Remember that inclusivity and diversity are being confined to gender, not on race, not on face. So this woman, who is the editor of the Financial Crimes, is not only perpetrating the lying racist line, but aggravating it by foisting the supposition that she is representative of the inclusivity of Muslims and of other ethnicity groups. And there is a long read on the Japanese situation, how dark arts turned investors against Toshiba. And the Financial Crimes, is sunk in the depravity. You have to spend 3 times the amount of time to decipher these stupid idiots' headlines that are completely obscure. As a promotion for Amazon in the USA. And they're talking about Hong Kong and the legal system. And the heading is Judge Ends Bid for Top Court Role After Beijing Loyally Subject. Sick-makingly corrupt, these financial crimes. Sick-makingly corrupt. Now, why is Michael Gove, the target of Nicola Sturgeon's attack? The answer is the Gove is upping the kind of antics in his lining up himself. That is the assumption. Lining up himself as the successor to Boris Johnson whenever that happens, if that happens. And the Guardian's front page is, of course, the killing by a policeman of the black footballer. quite apart from the lying politically, the Fleet Street tabloids are and have been since the capture of this scum by Rupert the Dirty Digger Murdoch platforms for pornography, absolute platforms for pornography. The gullibles are totally brainwashed on an industrial scale. Now, what the Daily Mail is gloating about is tension with Russia. The policeman used stun gun on former footballer 3 times before kicking him twice in head as he lay on the pavement. Incredible. Incredible because that seems to be no guidelines, no kind of auditing, no monitoring in place to check, to keep in check the behavior of the killer policeman. Now, the Daily Mail is, of course, gagging for it, gagging for a diversion. And this latest saga surrounding the Bostow affair by a Love Island contestant is the pornography. And it's worse than pornography. And of course, the dire, desperate bid to capitalize on hating Meghan and Harry. It's a rare heading in the scum. Rare heading because concerns the murder, effective murder by the police. Unaccountable police system. Murder of a black ex-footballer. The American streaming giants may be in the running to buy the Channel 4. I mean, this is the further proof of the political murder of the Labour Party and the political murder of the remnants of democracy in this country. I mean, how could they create the scenario where not only is American corruption being given soft ride, but American crooks are being made able to buy the entire channel that had the only so-called mainstream kind of platform that could theoretically carry anything critical about the corrupt US system. And the murder scam agenda is given this stupid veneer of respectability by being put in the editorial on the Times. It says broadcast settings. The privatization of Channel 4 and regulation of streaming service is sensible. Well, privatization of Channel 4 is not sensible at all. And corruptly, the Times editorial condemns Amazon, Netflix, and so on, but not Sky News or Times Radio or Fox Television, whatever. And the so-called communist David Aranovich the lying, self-confessed former communist is very much a stooge about the privacy of people's health data. And there is this piece in the Times on page 14. Fear for children living in education deserts. Now, for a start, we are literally reading this, but we don't believe that there is education being provided anywhere in the UK. It's brainwashing, indoctrination, and so on that is taking place. So we shall be coming back to the part 2 and discuss